SB.
Hi, Sean. I talked to you yesterday. Good. You are fantastic.
Thank you. Yes.
A great host. Show is great. Listen to his show.
Absolutely. 95.5.
One mic. All I need is one mic. That's all I need.
Hey, Shelley Winter Show live, local, topical, and relevant. Man, do we have a show for you tonight? We are going to be hitting on all cylinders. Let's start right off the top. I've never done this before, but it's such a exclusive news breaking interview with Governor Brian Kemp on what's going on, what he can and cannot do. I got a chance to talk to him earlier, and here's what he had to say. First, before you, I asked him.
Comical, Shelley, that the Democrat politicians in the state are calling on me to do something about a federal issue. They need to be calling their U.S. senators, not the governor's office. I mean, the way to end this shutdown is to have Senator Ossoff and Warnock vote for a clean continuing resolution like they did over a dozen times when Joe Biden was president, and they voted against the clean resolution 13 times that would have funded SNAP and all these things that the local politicians are calling me about. I mean, I keep thinking to myself, what if it was the reverse? What if Georgia didn't pass their balanced budget and I was calling up saying, hey, Washington, D.C., federal government, can y'all just bail our state out for a while until we get things worked out? I mean, it's ridiculous. They need to do their job.
Absolutely, and being a native New Yorker, Gerald Ford once told our city to drop dead because of that very same reason. Further on in the press release, you talk about you can't do that. We know that legally you can't do that. Is there something that the state can do to alleviate some of the pressures off of that 1.4 million residents of Georgia who are on SNAP benefits or who rely on SNAP benefits?
Well, first of all, I mean, we've got direction from the USDA and the federal government, not to fund, the SNAP benefits that we won't be reimbursed for it. So I've got to protect the taxpayers of Georgia. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are stepping up to help local food banks and other things. But the way to solve this, Shelley, is not to have states figure out what to do. The way to solve it is for 6 more Democratic senators to vote yes on the clean continuing resolution, and that will end the shutdown immediately. It'll free the money up. It's the fastest way to fix the problem, and that's really where the pressure should be. I mean, even if we could do something at the state level, it's going to be a temporary fix, and if this shutdown goes on for, weeks or months more, it's unsustainable for the states to be able to do that. So the pressure needs to continue to be on our senators to pass a clean continuing resolution. It's not adding anything to the budget. It's not taking anything away. It's keeping the status quo. Should be a very easy vote. They did it over a dozen times when Joe Biden was president. And really the only reason they're not doing it now is because Donald Trump's president and AOC and Schumer and the Bernie Sanders Mondami wing of the party is putting pressure on Chuck Schumer. So that's why it's called literally the Schumer shutdown.
As we go forward, you talked earlier about you being a governor who has balanced this budget for the state, and I know the federal government's a lot larger budget. But what do you say to everyone on both sides of the aisle, Republicans and Democrats, who can't even give us a balanced budget? Like you said, 13 times of a continuing resolution. Isn't that a bigger problem that we're continuously passing continuing resolutions as opposed to passing one balanced budget?
Well, and that's what the Republican majorities have been trying to do, is pass regular budgets. I mean, they've done some of that in the House. They needed more time to get this last one done, so that's why they passed a continuing resolution to keep the government open, to keep things funded at the current appropriation. No new winners, no new losers. Just keep the status quo, keep paying, keep SNAP going, keep early learning programs going, pay TSA agents, pay, our troops and everybody else in the federal government, and then continue to be in Washington, D.C. on work on these other issues that they're haggling over. But for them to just have the government shut down is unacceptable. And really from, both parties' perspective. I mean, it shouldn't be this way. Senator James Langford and Senator Ron Johnson both have pieces of legislation that would end this ridiculous shutdown talk, where if the new budget didn't get passed, it would just continue on in 2-week intervals. But politicians wouldn't be able to leave D.C. until they got the budget done, so they have to work 7 days a week. And that's what they need to be doing up there. This people are tired of this. It shouldn't be this way, and it's the easy fix to end it, and that is to get our 2 senators and 4 more to go up there and vote yes for a continuing resolution and fund the government.
In your press release, you put out resources for Georgians who are looking for food pantries or, some kind of relief during this period. Do you want to tell our listeners where they can go if they're in need?
Well, I just want to thank all those people that are stepping up to help their local food banks and food pantries, and just some great nonprofits that are out there. And there's a lot of people that are helping and stepping up. A lot of our churches and nonprofits are doing that as well. I would just check your local food bank. I know the food bank in Northeast Georgia, where we are over in Athens, they do a great job. We're contributors to them, and I know I read an article in the Athens paper this morning. They're stepping up their efforts, in case this thing keeps going, and we'll be there ready to serve. And so I just urge people to do their part and look locally to those trusted partners that you have. They do great work every day. And hopefully this won't go too much longer.
Absolutely. And is there anything that the state can do to help those partners, those trusted partners, or is that what you would call a temporary fix that doesn't solve the problem?
Well, it would definitely be a temporary fix. I mean, we're looking at all those type things right now, but the fastest, simplest way to do this, Shelley, is to pass a continuing resolution.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is the fastest, simplest, easy way to do this. And the Democrats have done this over a dozen times when Joe Biden was president. And I don't understand why they can't do it once when Donald Trump's president.
Absolutely. Finally, Tuesday is Election Day. Can you put out the call to everyone how important this PSC race is for Republicans? I'm hearing we're about 10 points down, so we need a massive turnout on Tuesday. Can you put out that call?
Well, definitely early voting is favored to Democrats because there's a lot of local elections going on around the state and in big Democratic cities, and a lot of Republicans didn't even realize there's a statewide election going on. So we need all really Republican voters and voters, Shelley, quite honestly, that just want to keep our good business environment in Georgia. Fitz Johnson and Tim Echols have been a big part of keeping our utility rates stable. They just voted for a 3-year rate freeze. You see utility rates around the country going up 15 or 20% in other places, and that's not going to happen in Georgia because of their leadership, and we need to send them back to continue to serve. And I just asked everybody to get out there Tuesday and cast their ballot for Fitz Johnson and Tim Echols, and let's keep 2 hardworking guys working for our great state.
Absolutely, and I know I said that was the last question, but you know me, I need to ask this one last question. Tomorrow, no, it's the one last question. This is serious. Now, this is more serious than benefits and shutdowns and everything. YouTube TV will not be airing ESPN and ABC games tomorrow. Is there anything, as a Georgia governor, the leader of Georgia, can you do anything about that? Because right now, there's no place to watch a Georgia game. It's crazy.
I know. I think that's above my pay grade. Hopefully the Georgia game will be on the air tomorrow, but we'll see.
That was my friend and governor of the great state of Georgia, Brian Kemp, talking about the shutdown. He's absolutely right. This can end tomorrow. Everyone's yelling at him. The state representative, God bless her, but she's telling the governor to do something he can't do. But meanwhile, it's her 2 senators that she can call and say, hey, get this done. Just stop the shutdown. I saw a couple candidates for a local office in the metropolitan area talking about it. Brian Kemp needs to do this. Brian Kemp needs to do that. Yeah, call up Senator Ossoff and Senator Warnock. It's simple as that. It really is as simple as that. There's no hostages being held. Everyone, I've been saying I blame everyone. I still do. I still do blame everyone because I think this is ridiculous. But I think when you're telling me that people are going to starve in the streets and you're blaming one side, I think that's kind of too much. When you can just stop it right now. Don't talk. If you don't bring up starving children, then you can blame the other side. meaning the Democrats. But if you're going to continue to bring up starving children, then you don't get to blame the other side. You get to blame your side. Because if you're so worried about the starving children, you would open up the government, period. If you were so worried about the starving children. We'll be right back. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. I want to talk about the judge and his her ruling. I believe it's a her. The judges in a ruling to stop the suspension of SNAP funding, that it's unlawful. Let's talk about these judges. I thought I elected a politician. I thought I elected a president. I didn't know I elected these judges to stop everything the president wants to do. We'll be right back. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK.